Your camera really.
Yeah. Well, hey, welcome guys to the number 3 episode of Brothers in the Foyer. We're so happy to have you guys here with us. We've got 6 of our, or let's see, 5, I can't count, of our 7 brothers here. But we're going to follow up on some questions that we had from our last episode. We're going to finish those out and also start with some new ones as well that we've gotten from you guys. And so we're going to talk about some of those and also go in more depth and share our perspectives on them. I feel like you guys will really enjoy this. And so let's go ahead and jump into it. So one of the things that kind of started us from doing Brothers in the Foyer was an experience that we had at the temple. And one thing that I think all of us have experienced here and now is, or in different variations, is do we receive a lot of unnecessary attention when we go to the temple? Have you guys had any experiences like that? I know I have.
Get the ones where you must be lost.
Lost?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You looking around looking like...
I definitely get asked several times throughout the temple if I can show my temple recommend. That's happened on a number of occasions.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I haven't had anyone ask me like you don't look like, not like how you don't look like you belong in here, or like you look like you shouldn't be in here. That's interesting.
Right. So I've had that a couple times.
I had one experience going into the temple one time, which I think was maybe a little bit valid, but I was going in the temple for an endowment, and I forgot my temple recommend, but my ward had just changed. My bishop just changed. Got a new bishop, new stake president. Yeah. And they're like, okay, well, what's your ward name? What's the name of your bishop? And I'm like, I don't know.
He's lying. He's a liar.
No,
I promise that I've been there for a while, but we just got a new one, and I do not remember his name. And I got the funnest looks ever.
You're like
you're making all up. Goodness.
Oh man. So we my experience was the latest one really was when we all went to, who was it? It was me, Will, Ray, and Isaiah, right? Wasn't that, it was just us 4? Yeah. And so we went to, was it the, I know Draper, it was up north. Was it Draper? The Draper Temple, yeah.
Yeah.
So we all, this is honestly, I think this was our first time meeting each other in person, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we were talking virtually, but actually seeing each other in person. We all go to the temple, do an endowment session. So we walk in, or we're just walking up. Everyone's just looking around, looking at us like, wow. And then we walk in the door. I mean, we got Will behind us, 7 feet, walking around. So everybody's looking around, looking up at him. And then I walk in, and Ray and Isaiah and just everyone, we walk up to the desk, and everyone's just like, hi. Like everyone's just shocked looking at us. It was hilarious. But when we went to the session, I feel like we didn't have anything weird happen in the session, but when we went out and we went to the celestial, what do they call him? The officiator, right?
Yeah.
The officiator, he came out and he came up to each one of us and shook our hands. It's like, thank you for being here, which is nice. I was like, why are y'all focusing on us? We're just like everybody else here. I mean, you ain't gonna do that to the other 30 people that are in here. He's like, thank you guys for being here. It's really good seeing you here. Like and then I kind of like side eye and look at Isaiah. I'm just like, okay. Then we all go together. We go back into the locker room to get changed and everything. Everyone's looking at us. Will's shoulders are above the thing because he's too dang tall.
I want to hide my nakedness.
And then we walk out, And then we were like, oh man, let's get a flick together before we go to the temple. I'll show the picture of us when we took the picture. You'll see it right now. And we take a picture. That didn't work out because it's too dark outside. Yeah. No one can see us. You just see teeth and eyes. And this lady, I think it was the lady who came and helped us take some photos. She was like, so which one of you guys are brothers? We're just like, oh, come on.
In Christ?
I know, right?
That's exactly what we said.
In the Lord, we all are. But
like, yeah, we're all brothers, but I mean, not like that.
Right.
You know, and so it was just like, man, come on, really? Like, really? I mean, we just all happen to be black. Don't mean we have to be, our mamas or daddies have to be the same. Come on, like, be a little bit. Just use some common sense here. You know, why can't we just be friends, just going to the temple together? I don't see every person that you walk with and assume that that's your daughter or your son or your brother or your cousin or whatever. But still funny. And it was just like, yeah, we're in Utah.
Right. Yeah. It's just not an everyday occurrence to see that many at one time in the same place.
And the point taken, I mean, seeing five black dudes in the temple at the same time, or four, you don't see that too often. I mean, I'd probably be in shock too if I was from the outside. I didn't know you. I'm like, dang,
they were probably
what doing here?
Slot machines in Vegas, right there. Like, this will never happen again.
You know, just have a temple takeover night where everybody listening and all of us in our communities just get everybody together and just go to a temple all one night.
Dope. No, bro. Like, I think we talked about that one time. Like, you know how cool that would be, how powerful that would be, just to have like 40, 50 dudes all going to the temple together. I mean, can you imagine?
It could be our black and white night. There you go.
There you go. There you go. Black and white night.
Trademark that right now.
Somebody would call it police.
Love it.
No,
Black and white night, Draper Temple. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Let's get it.
Coming to a temple near you.
Yes.
No, because honestly, I think that would be a really powerful thing. Because I realize that people look at it as weird because it's like they don't see a lot of us in there, and I think that's the issue that I want to fix, is that we all should be going to the temple more regularly, where it doesn't become a weird thing. It doesn't become something that's, wow, this is once in a lifetime opportunity. It's like seeing a purple unicorn. Like, it ain't. Yeah, it should be normal. It should be normalized, and we just need to be better about that. I think as just a community and just brothers, is going to the temple and being there, and not just be someone they see once a month or once a year, once every 6 months. You know?
And I think that situation is unique to Utah on a whole other front as well, because here in Utah, there's so many members of the LDS Church that there's so many temples, and they're all kind of close in proximity too. So it's like we can organize a trip to a temple, and it's like trying to figure out which, Golden Corral or Chuckarama we're going to go to, because we've got so many options. You know what I mean? Like, we can do Okra Mountain, Salt Lake. We could do Bountiful, Draper, Jordan River, or even down in Utah County. You got 2 in Provo, 1 in Orem, Timpanogos. And it's like, we could meet at any one of them. So then it's like, because there's so many, it's not like we all go to the same one every time. Like back home in Dallas, like if we did that, this is the only one around. So you might see a bit more frequent of black people because there is no other option to go to. But over here, it's like, you know what, man, I went to the Okra Mountain one. It was a bad experience, or it was this or that. Let's just go to Draper. Let's just go to Jordan River. That too is also there, so they're already in, a lot of us. And then we can go to whichever one we want to, depending on whatever we got going through the day. That makes it even less frequent to see a lot of us in a high concentration in one place too.
Yeah. We gotta take advantage of the conveniency that we have, man.
Absolutely.
There is I think I just saw a video. I think it was Stephen Jones. Shout out to Stephen Jones, his YouTube channel. He did an interview with Elder Bednar, and he's like,
and my hope is that the members of the church will never let the convenience of having the temple closed become a distraction from their covenants. When you live a great distance from one of the temples, you have to plan, you have to arrange your schedule, you have to sacrifice. Whenever it's right next door, you can say, I'll go next week. Didn't make it this way, I'll go next week. Because the convenience overpowers the covenant that we're making. So I just hope members don't take it for granted. They don't become casual simply because it's now closer than it's ever been.
Facts. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
interesting because the church is, announcing new temples every conference.
Every conference.
Yeah.
Oh, here's 20 more. Here's 20 here. Here's 20 here. And I feel like so many of us are fall into that trap. It's like, oh yes, I have that temple here. Like I'm a couple blocks away from the Provo City Center temple, right?
Mhm.
And I haven't been there in a year. And maybe it's because I haven't done my family history, but like even myself, I fall in that trap of, man, it's right here. I'd go anytime. But I think it's definitely a habit that you got. I'm actually reading a book about habits and getting into them. It's like really just focusing on doing small things every day. Like I could go and do initiatories, and
Right.
that's something smaller.
Yeah.
It's not as much. It doesn't take as much time. If we look at, we can go there without having to be there for 5 hours. And I think that's one of the changes that has been really good is like they're reducing the time that it takes to do an endowment session, right? But just really focusing on just getting there is really what a lot of us need to look at, including myself.
Yeah.
You just got to stand in holy places, man.
Yes.
That's what helps us. I love that.
So yeah, as far as experiences entering the temple, I've had everything from the random ones that are just like, oh man, is this really still a problem? But more than likely, it's the one like Andrew explained, where it's like, oh my gosh, welcome! It's so happy you're here, man. This is so great. Where are you guys from? Oh my gosh! And I'm like, yo, this is like my 4th time this month. Like, chill out. This is not a groundbreaking experience for me like that. Like, whoa, hold up. Like, I don't know if it was a different shift, but I swear I was here about the same time like last week. I don't know. Maybe I just slipped in and you didn't see me. But
6'7" guy just slipping in there.
you know what I mean? Like, there's no, I mean, anyway. But yeah, so that's there. But luckily, I'm still able to get in there. So I'm definitely counting my blessings in that regard. I don't have anybody gatekeeping to the point to where they won't let me in the building. It's not like that. They'll stop me from getting mine.
Just don't forget your temple recommend.
Seriously.
That might get stopped.
Okay. I got
Keep it all on deck.
I got a hot take. I really feel like the member app, we need to have a digital version of the temple recommend so I can just
Oh
You know how convenient that would be?
I would love that.
That would be cool. Yeah.
I don't know
gotta
why
be
they
the
haven't
word.
done it. It's some, I don't know. Engineers got to be working on it. Some software dude got to be working on it. I know it's coming somehow because it's just, we got everything on there. We might as well just have that.
I feel like that would be more secure. That way you can get a picture with the name. You know what I mean? Because right now, if it's just a copy, anybody could just pick somebody's recommend up and be like, yeah, I'm going on in.
Well, actually, I think when they actually scan it on their side, our picture does show up. Maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, that might be a hot take. I know Deseret Book and their little recommend covers.
Yeah,
come after you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I was actually gonna say something too. Like I had an experience at the Deseret Book.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like everyone been super nice at the temple, but I went there one day and then I was like, I have a big wallet, and this lady behind me was like, "You need a temple recommend." I was like, "Well, I know." More, yeah, like I've been here before. That's the only experience I had for me, like it was just like, she thought I just got in there just to get some underwear. So
I like this style. I don't even care. I don't even.
I was like, I'm just looking for my temple recommend in that big wallet. I have my.
Ain't nothing better than some white boxers and some weird fitting white t-shirts, man. That's just what I needed. That's why I was here. I saw him back here and I thought,
So it's very on trend right now.
Some up.
Yeah. It goes with the cocoa butter on my skin,
This dude.
Oh man.
Okay, so let's transition to the next question that we've been given. So, I mean, I don't know about this. Do Black members prefer being addressed as Black or African American in church settings, or does it vary or matter? Does it even matter?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I would say for me, it's a hard question. And church setting, I would say brother Kennedy, because I feel like some people come from different places, and so when they say Black or African American, for me it comes off sometimes offensive, So I'm like, where are you coming from with that, like? So I was going to say, just brother, just call me.
Seriously.
Go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, I got the Black fella.
Oh God! Really?
I thought it was funny.
Was he?
Funny.
Was he like over 50, 60?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
He's trying to describe me. He's like, Christian. He's like Christian, and I think it was like, oh, there's multiple Christians in there. It's like, yeah. He's like, no, but the Black fella, the one with the dress. He was so embarrassed. He felt so bad though. I felt bad. I was like, no, it's like, you're all right, man. Like it's. I mean, I'd say this.
So, this is my thoughts on it. I feel like I don't prefer African Americans sometimes, because I feel like people are trying to be too PC, too politically correct, and they're worried about offending me. So I feel like when they look at me, they're like, and he's African American, and I'm like, no, bro, you can say Black. But the thing is, I can tell when people are comfortable that they've been around Black people more, because they just say Black right off their lips. They don't hesitate. Absolutely. It's not even something that they're worried about, and I don't feel like you have to worry about it as well, because I mean, I don't know. I mean, we talk about Blacks in the priesthood. It's called Blacks. I don't want to be called the Blacks. I don't want to be referred. The Blacks are coming to the temple tonight. I mean, no. African Americans, I mean, brothers, I don't know.
The darker one.
It's really, I mean, it's kind of hard for people try to understand who we are, address us, because I feel like we've put so many, you can't say this, you can't say that. So it makes them like on eggshells of what to say. But I don't know. I think, I don't know. I am Black. I am African American. I mean, I'm brown actually, but just what's commonly said. I mean, we are Black. Just be confident in what you're saying, and I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I align with Will in a lot of ways. Like it definitely depends on the context of what the conversation is going, or like if they're describing. If they're talking about different, people in different places, we have, we have Hispanic members of the church. We have Asian members of the church, Polynesian members of the church. We have Black members of the church, right? I feel like it depends on the context. But if they're like, if someone like in Christians experience, right? If someone's like, oh, it's Christian, in that sense, it's like maybe just don't talk about Christian. But I think like
the dreaded feller.
If you have to talk about it, I am Black, right? Well, I mean, in all contexts, like I'm mixed, because I'm half Black, half white. and so, or I guess the correct term for that is biracial. But for the most part, like I'm considered black, at least as we learned last episode, at least in America, right?
Yeah.
But I definitely think, like, if someone were like, "Oh, it's that black brother over there,"
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's fine. For
me personally, maybe not for other people, but like if someone's like, "Oh, I need to give service to this person over here," and you have to describe them.
Yeah,
it's if you feel more comfortable saying African American person over there or black brother over there, I think black brother or sister over there.
Yeah.
As long as, again, Andrew, like you said, if you're confident about it, like if you're not like the black brother over there.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah.
I feel like it's only context, weird if you make it weird,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, keep going.
I mean, like I'm Chris, but I'm interested in what you have to say, honestly.
Well, what I was gonna say is, like, first off, being black in America at our age, because we're a generation under the generation that dealt with like segregation and things like that. So we're the children at our age, or in some cases grandchildren of those people. So, we got used to it, almost like hearing Mandarin Chinese or something like that, where you can say the same word but with a different inflection, and it means something completely different. Mm-hmm. So it was like, if you say, he's a black gentleman right over there, and it's just like cool, calm, whatever, like no big deal. It's like, I'm right over here, no big deal. But you say the same word, and he's like, he's that black gentleman over there, and it's like, what did you mean by that? Like,
black.
Are you thrown? You know what I mean? So it's like,
you work on your
really
inflection
depends
there,
on the inflection. It depends on the tone, the context. Like, but if it was just word for word, I'd rather black than African American, because with me, there is nothing African in me other than my heritage, and not even heritage. It's more just like, it's obvious what continent I originate from if we go far enough back. Because of my skin tone.
But it's like centuries, bro.
You're going to have to go back. Like, my ancestors go all through slavery. So I know at some point we came from Africa, but I couldn't tell you where. Right. And I've got family members that are from Africa, from Ghana, from Sierra Leone. They know exactly where they're from. And there is a big difference between being actually African American and what I consider myself a black American. And like, I would rather out of the two words be called black. But you're right. Like, you throw that inflection in there a little weird, and it's like, wait a minute, we gonna have to talk later. I don't think you characterize me right back there. We gonna have to handle that one real quick. But yeah, so I mean, to me, it really it depends on the context and the inflection, honestly. But neither one really offends me if said with the right, I guess intentions behind it. But every now and again you get one, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Say, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
What do you mean, black people?
What do you mean, sir? With that one.
So
I like that.
So my question with a follow-up with this is that, are kind of in the same vein, when comments or just things around race, or when they start talking about race-related things within church, in church settings, or like in gospel doctrine or whatever, and you're like the only black person in the whole room, and they're talking about something that regards you, how do you guys feel? Do you guys actually say something, or do you guys just keep it to yourself? Or what's you guys' thoughts on? Do you feel this pressure you have to say something, or you guys just let it be?
I absolutely do, because I'm a fan of awkward moments. I just want to see who really gets awkward and who's like, ready to just kind of back up whatever they were about to say. I just feel like it's just a way to kind of get that on out the way. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Like, if anybody's going to start it, I feel like I'd rather hear me start it than someone else. So I do. I hop on that ASAP.
I like to let them stew. I'm like, what do you have to say?
Oh yeah.
See all the eyes like,
let me
y'all
let it
tell
marinate.
me.
Let it
Let's hear
marinate.
Just ask questions like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Just dig deeper.
I mean, I sometimes like I hear conversations. I'm like, man, I could say a lot about this.
Yeah.
I want to hear what they're going to say, and
Me
then
too.
let me see if I
Yeah.
can correct something if I need to. But I want to hear what you guys have to say and see how you guys have been learning or have been trying to understand these things, because like it was like a topic about all are alike unto God, and people kind of naturally went into that topic of all of God's children are beautiful and all the Heavenly Father loves all of his children, and we should treat everyone no matter where they come from. And I just think it's important to just sometimes just take a step back and let it marinate. Just hear what everyone has to say. But sometimes I feel this pressure. It's like they're not looking at you to say something, but you feel it. You could just smell it. Like, man, what is Brother Smith's got to say something? I know he has some thought. I just sit there tomorrow, so I'm like,
I feel like
keeping the scene or something.
I feel like if you talk too fast too, like if you give your point too fast, I feel like you don't really get to it. It ends the conversation because you don't really get to hear everybody's opinion too.
Yeah.
So when you like say something too fast, everybody's like, man, I want to hear his guy's opinion.
Right. And if I do say something, I feel like it will end the conversation. No one wants to add nothing to it.
Right.
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm not adding. I'm not going to battle that.
Yeah.
Right. Or I'm not going to try to one up it
question,
or whatever.
Andrew, do you just want to go ahead and answer?
Brother Smith, what are your thoughts about that?
Like, I don't like it.
Like, what? I don't throw that at me. Why did you throw that at me, sir?
I'm kind of a mix of a little bit of what everyone have shared. Sometimes I like to sit back and wait till everyone have said something to kind of come up with, what I want to say. And then sometimes I want to, like Christmas said, man, I want to get up and just
let's see where everybody's at. Let's just see.
I think Jesus Christ is the ultimate example of this. Him, the way he approached different situations. And I think just us using the Spirit to discern how we could address these situations could be really powerful and impactful. And then sometimes, like Andrew said, we could sit there and not say anything, and that's just as powerful as us, getting up and saying something.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't think Jesus ever cut somebody off when they were talking. He never interrupted. People usually came and asked him a question, or he would sit there and observe, and then like when he was speaking with the Pharisees and stuff, he would ask them a question to their question, and they would get their own answer. And so he was very strategic on the way that he spoke to people and the way he helped teach them. And so I think, it's more important to listen more than speaking. I mean, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means you're supposed to listen twice as much as you talk. So it's sometimes it's good to just take a step back and help people and just see how the room's diving into it and discussing things. And then if you feel like, okay, well, I feel like they're kind of getting off the wrong direction, let me try to help them or whatever. And sometimes it can be helpful, because I think sometimes we feel this pressure. We have to say something or we have to correct things, but sometimes people can. There's a lot of people who have really good thoughts, and we can learn from them, and then they can obviously share thoughts and help other people as well. So I think what you said was definitely right on. All right, fellas, I appreciate you guys for your thoughts and questions, or answering those questions. I think we got some really good things out of the way here and be able to discuss on just misconceptions and just our perspectives on things. For you guys that are listening, either on the podcast or watching us right now on YouTube, hope you guys leave a comment, share your thoughts on your perspectives on what we've said. If you agree or you do not agree on some of those things, just please share them. Share this with your friends. Let us know what your thoughts are. We love for you to hear your perspectives, and give us a like and definitely give us a follow. The algorithm loves that. We want to be able to reach more people and help more people hear our stories and our perspectives on these things. So love you guys and see you in the foyer.